the murmurs even during the 2025 edition of the IPL was on. Now it's become more official than ever. Sanju Samson does not want to stay at the franchise. He captains at the moment in the IPL. Of course, it was a shortened stay for him as the captain this time around after the strain that he suffered in that match against the Delhi Capitals. It's important for us to talk about that particular match, and I will in just a bit. But let me try and break the situation down for you. What exactly is it that has happened over the course of the last couple of weeks? There have been intense conversations between all the concerned parties. Rahul Dravid, of course, is a party over here. There is the team management, then there is Sanju Samson as well. Where all of this started is something we still don't know what exactly is the genesis, but Sanju Samson is not happy at the franchise and he wants to be traded. He has told that to the franchise very clearly already. He doesn't want to stay. He doesn't see a future for himself at the franchise, and so he wants newer pastures for himself. What is it that Rajasthan now do with him is something we will have to wait and see, because remember, there is time till November. Till November is when you have time to announce your retentions, etc. And there is time for Rajasthan Royals to reach some sort of a middle ground if there is still room for negotiation between the two parties. But if there isn't, I'm afraid then you will see Sanju Samson somewhere else. This also is Sanju Samson's second stint with the Rajasthan Royals. He was given the captaincy this time around. The first time was between 2015 2018 when he spent some time at the franchise, then went to the Delhi Capitals, returned this time around and was given the captaincy armband as well. But things have deteriorated. The relationship has strained. What exactly is it that has ticked off over here? What is exactly is it that has peeved Sanju Samson is something we will have to wait and see. But what we are also getting to understand right now is not just Sanju Samson, but his family members have also now made it clear that Sanju Samson doesn't want to stay at the franchise anymore and he wants to enter the auction. He in fact doesn't mind there being a trade deal as well. It can be, remember, a player to player swap, or it can be an all cash deal as well that Rajasthan can do over here. But Rajasthan have time to think about what exactly is it that they want to do over here. What is it that Sanju Samson can do besides making his intention very clear? Is quite frankly nothing. There is nothing that Sanju Samson can do. Of course, in personal capacity, he can go out to the other franchises, he can reach out to them, but can he really make this happen all by himself? The answer to that is no, and that is something that you need to understand over here, because that's what the rules of the IPL are. The rules state that once a player signs a contract with the franchise, once the franchise signs the player, then it became solely the absolute right of the franchise to decide when is it that they want to release a player or not. You're contractually obligated for the time period that you sign for them. So remember, in Sanju Samson case, he was one of the few players that was retained by the franchise, was in fact retained with the captaincy armband as well. But Sanju Samson will need the approval of his franchise if he wants to go. Otherwise, he will have to honor the contract, and the contract, remember, runs till 2027. So not before that. If Rajasthan Royals want, will he be able to leave the franchise? But in that scenario, none of the parties get anything. He doesn't want to play for the franchise. You don't know if he even makes it to the 11th, and clearly you will not have an unhappy person as the captain of the side as well. Teams really don't want that to happen because of the dressing room environment, etc, etc. And I don't see a disgruntled player being the captain as well going forward. So unless something miraculous sort of happens, unless something some middle ground is found between the two parties, I don't see this relationship going forward for both the Rajasthan Royals and Sanju Samson over here. Who is it that would want to sign Sanju Samson is something we will have to wait and see. There's the Chennai Super Kings that can look at him, because you don't know for how long Mahendra Singh Dhoni is going to be around. Yes, as he said this morning only, it's that video that we put out on Sports Today as well, that MS Dhoni has said for 15-20 years you will see me wearing the Chennai blue, the Chennai yellow. But for how long will that be as a player? You don't know about that. But in some capacity, he will continue to be at the franchise. So if they're planning to move forward after the next couple of years, the Chennai Super Kings, Sanju Samson, with the wealth of experience that he has, becomes a natural replacement. Now that Rishabh Pant, who was the other player associated with the franchise, has linked up with the Lucknow Super Giants as the captain of that particular franchise. So too many developments over here that are still expected. There is still time till November, as I just told you. So no rush for either of them, but Sanju Samson cannot do anything further than this. He's made his intention very clear. He's conveyed his feelings, and quite often what we've seen in the past is, let's quickly touch upon that Hardik Pandya example as well. Once he had communicated to the Gujarat Titans that he doesn't want to be at the franchise anymore. His heart is his heart is in Mumbai. His heart is with the Mumbai Indians in that dressing room. After the first couple of conversations, he was allowed to go as well, because you don't want to keep a player who doesn't want to be at the franchise. So turbulent times ahead for Rajasthan Royals. There's too many big names that have already left the franchise. They paid a very heavy cost for it in this season of the IPL. Didn't go the way that they would have liked. There's a Yuzvendra Chahal, there's a Josh Butler, big names for which the franchise got a lot of flack for letting go of these game-changing, season-changing players, I should in fact say. And Sanju Samson now is getting added to that list as well. He's made his intention very clear that he doesn't want to stay with Rajasthan Royals anymore. And this is something which was brought to the table as well in the month of June, when there were multiple review meetings that had taken place for the season gone by. Of course, there'll be plenty more meetings that will happen in the months to come, but you have about a couple of months time, if there is at all room for a middle ground to be found, or then maybe strike a deal with some of the other franchises, because all franchises have time till November to decide on their retentions. It's a developing story. Stay with us. We'll get you all the details. Subscribe to Sports Day if you haven't done so already. Take very good care of yourselves. It's late in the night, and I wish you good night. Bye-bye.